Hey guys, Free Fear. I'm gonna make this very brief. Just a brief video. I know I haven't made videos in forever, so maybe I'll get back on that sooner or later. Maybe. Um, RGG and Summer Games Fest showcased Tupac in the game. Now, Stranger Heaven looks pretty good by itself, right? Before that, it looked very good, very amazing, and yeah, it looked really good. Uh, but they showcased this for some reason. They showcased Tupac. They're using Tupac in the game, and I'm not gonna call it weird, but I'm gonna call it definitely questionable. Definitely questionable, um, because it is, right? It's questionable to be doing this. With that said, I can see why they're kind of doing this in the sense of like they're bringing a lot of old people who are passed away in the older segments of the game to kind of showcase a legacy to the future, which will be the most recent timeline in the game because it's going through time periods, right? So I can see something like that being the situation for this, right? But it really does fall flat. I knew beforehand they're also doing some for older Japanese actors who already passed away as well. So I was a little iffy about that too, for being perfectly honest. But for this, it's just weird, Unless of course Tupac is still chilling in Cuba or whatever, you know. You know, I'm just saying, that's neither here nor there. Um, but jokes aside, it is really weird to be doing this. That's all I can say. And like, there's the obvious factor of RGG got the consent of his estate to do this. They worked with the estate to do this. They worked with Snoop Dogg and Tupac's estate to do this. But the estate isn't even as like controlled by his family, if that makes sense, right? Even now, they're in a civil dispute between the family and the estate right now. So it's just questionable. Like I can see that they didn't RG didn't look into that too much, and they just got there. Like this is I'm doing major benefits of the doubt here for RGG, which I don't feel like doing honestly because of the Yakuza 3. If you know how I feel about Yakuza 3, it's you know basically that. Like I don't really feel like giving them any leeway here, but I'll just say that as a potential situation where they potentially just saw it was as the estate of Tupac, and the assumption is that it was controlled by the family, or Snoop Dogg's side of things managed it, and Snoop Dogg's side of things didn't really super care about whether the estate was run by the family or not. Things like that, which I can also believe too. But in any of all cases, honestly, these like I don't want to go on a huge rant here, but I will say that like even like trying to factor in benefits of the doubt, this is a whole company. This is not like a child who doesn't know what they're talking about ignorantly. They have a responsibility to look at things in detail, right? That's pretty much it. So all these what if scenarios I'm making up right now don't really hold water for anything. So that's all I really gotta say here, honestly. Um, yeah, I don't really have any strong opinions beyond that for this game. It looked good, but after Yakuza 3, honestly, I just kind of killed a lot of my interest in anything for the future of Yakuza. And Yakuza related, right? Obviously, Stranger Than Heaven is Yakuza related, and I know that again, what they're doing with these older characters and the theme of I guess Stranger Than Heaven is to kind of have like these old legacy characters in older time periods to kind of push into the future, if that makes sense, right? So I can understand that, but at the same time, Is it worth doing? The answer is no. That's all I gotta say here. Thank you so much for listening, and be sure to keep it free.